Hi, my name is Lucinda. For 25 years I've worked, played, and studied the horse. During the last 13 years I studied and practiced natural horsemanship. This year I concentrated on ethology, scientific study of animal behavior, and applied what I've learned to my own herd of 15 horses. As you can see, I started very young. I was 4 years old when I got my first pony. This is my father and I. Together, I spent a lot of time with him, hunting and riding horses. I also spent a lot of time in the arena, doing circles, exercises, jumping. I attended many horse shows. As I got older, this was no longer interesting to me. When I got horses again, I decided I would go ahead and just do trail riding and enjoy the outdoors. I also grew up on a ship. Her name was the Sequest. She was a motor sail and all wood. She was beautiful. We spent many hundreds of hours on this ship, so between the water and the horses, for the first 15-16 years of my life, I was basically moving. Unlocking the mystery of Nemo's head. I have owned Nemo for 17 years. He is still healthy and well, and he still continues to teach me and help me figure out how to unlock the mysteries of his head. How does the horse perceive the world? Through their sensory receptors? Nerve cells directly connected to the brain. They are an integral part of the brain, the only way a brain can sense the external world. The exteroceptors, photoreceptors, interoceptors, proprioceptors, stretch receptors. They interconnect and communicate with the cortex, cerebellum, medulla, midbrain, pituitary, olfactory lobe. Stretch receptors. Computing information from stretch receptors in muscles, the brain is capable of knowing where the limbs in relationship to each other and other objects. Taking a look below, it is quite amazing that horses are able to get over diverse terrains and occupations. If you notice to the right, there are two brains. The horse is on the left and the human is on the right. The horse's cerebellum, which is the mass to the right of the brain, is much more developed. Man's brain cerebellum, which is the little tiny speck on the right hand side, is not very developed. Obviously we stand on two legs as we run, walk. Horse of course stands on four legs. That is why when they are running and leaping and charging over diverse terrains, they are very capable and very balanced. Exteroceptors. Touch, pressure on the skin, temperature. We can see in the middle picture with the foal and the mama how important it is. Touch. It represents security, comfort, and reassurance. We also have us humans touching the horse. They also can find security and companionship with us. On the bottom photographs you can see how important it is for the horse to touch each other, nuzzle, play, biting, etc. Pressure on the skin. You can see Magaletta, she's from Cavalia on the white horse. She has maybe 3-4 points that she is touching the horse and asking for movement. That is a very minimalist and a wonderful way to communicate with one's horse. You can also see that the picture of the gentleman who is on the horse going through the gate, he has probably 8 to 10 pressure points that he has initiated with this horse. Not only is the saddle some of the pressure on the skin, but then he is asking the horse to move to the side but not too far. He's bearing down. He has to relax certain part of his body. He's got his reins, the mouth. This horse has a lot of cues And you better make sure that those cues are learned step by step, or there could be a possible wreck. Temperature. As you can see in horses in the wild, they will figure out how to regulate their own temperature. In our domestic world, we have to be really thoughtful and careful how we regulate their temperature and make sure that we're right on. Eyes, photoreceptors. As you can see from the first photograph, Sion is very relaxed. The second photograph is a very sick horse. The last photograph, you can see this guy has had enough of whatever is going on. Ears, audio receptors. I'm actually talking to Sion. He has one ear poised back to me and one ear poised towards his friends in front of him. Horses have 13 muscles in their ears, and they are quite versatile. The middle picture is of a stallion facing off another stallion. He's using his ears as a signal. The bottom picture, of course, is a group of horses watching out for each other and listening very carefully for any danger. Tongue, gustatory receptors. Top picture is Claire and Chemosun. Ever since we've gotten Chemosun, he has always licked everybody. The middle picture is a foal and his mama. This mama is licking this foal clean. We think that this is an indication that the mama is learning that this particular foal is hers. Nose, olfactory receptors. As you can see in the bottom two photographs, you can see that the horse has got his nose inside of a truck. This horse is looking for drugs. Also, at the bottom, they have learned that horses can scent just as well as dogs and can find humans out in the open. Interoceptors, which are sensitive to stimuli inside the body. These cells are sensitive to concentrations of substances within the body, such as the digestive tract. Normally, horses eat for around 16 to 18 hours a day. Proprioceptors, cells sensitive to stimuli in the muscles and joints. If the horse has not built up the correct muscle to brain for tasks, it will not be performed well and can possibly incur injury. How horses and humans develop a holistic partnership. Observe and understand the horse's psychology and physical condition together. Use situational skills from two training methods: behavioral-based operant conditioning, relationship-based feel. Situational behavior, operant conditioning, behavioral learning, feel, relationship learning. As you can see below, Bettina is able to tack her horse up, groom her horse, saddle her horse, and most impressive, ride her horse in dressage. Instrumental or operant conditioning. Unconditioned stimulus. Horse standing with whip raised. Unconditional response. None. Whip raised. Whip hits horse. Horse leaps away. This becomes conditioned stimulus. Horse standing with whip raised as if to touch him. Horse leaps away. Reinforcement. Horse avoids the pain and fright of being hit with whip. Behavioral learning. Positive reinforcement can either be giving a positive stimulus, food, praise, etc., or removal of a negative stimulus, removing physical or non-physical pressure. This leads to learning the correct behavior, general responsiveness, learning how to learn, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Negative reinforcement. Continuing to apply negative stimulus after the horse has done the correct behavior can lead to annoyance, anger, and finally mental shutdown. This horse to the right of us has obviously come to the mental shutdown. There are trainers who will put a halter and lead rope on a horse and hang their head higher than their neck in order to train them not to raise their head any higher than is desirable. This is cruel, and it is not okay to do in training. We're all very social, making for a great relationship, or not. No feel, no time. This top picture, the person had no feel and no time. He had to get a job done, and he had to get it done now. This is not to the benefit of that poor horse. The second photograph looks like the horse is running away, is scared, doesn't understand what the human is asking, and of course there's no feel and definitely no timing with this group. On the bottom is Andy, a little Lusitano Arab that I've got. He is a little feral horse, and this is the first 5 minutes of him even being on a halter and lead rope ever. About 5-10 minutes later, he and I started developing a nice cadence, feel, and timing. On the top right, we have feel, timing, cadence. We have Frederic with his horse on the beach, and he obviously has a very nice feel and timing. The middle picture is of Craig Cameron, at a lope, relaxed, and obviously has time, cadence, and feel. I'm on the bottom with Sion. Both of our legs are at the same motion. We're both relaxed, and our time, feel, and cadence are right on. Combining behavioral conditioning and feel. Tom and Bill Dorrance and others have shown that situational behavioral conditioning is effective, starting with the minimal amount of stimulus, as each horse's sensitivity and personality has a different feel. It doesn't matter what you use, whip, voice, clicker, pressure, as long as the negative stimulus is removed immediately when the correct response is achieved. The horse learns what you are asking. You build on that for secondary responses. A horse does not know instinctively what you want. You must show the horse step by step your cues, your rules, learning the ABCs.